Hi everyone. Today I want to show you how to take one book page for your journal, one page, and turn it into 6. I think this is really fun, easy idea, and I've, of course, working on some Christmas and some autumn, and I've just put some eyelets here with some little jump rings. I'll probably put some charms, but if not, they're just a fun interaction to put on a page. It's just a little fun goodie. And here's my other side, and I've inked around, done a little, of course I had to do some stamping. This side I only added 1 extra sheet. I didn't do 2 on this one. Again, I put some eyelets, run some crinkled seam binding through it, just tied a little bow. So right off the bat, I've lied. This is not 6 pages. This one is 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, I guess it's more than that, isn't it? So each of this is 6 right here. 8, 10. Wow, okay. This one, I used some blue tea-dyed paper, scrapbook paper, and on the inside I kind of inked it with black and blue to go along with the grungy on the blue tea-dyed paper, and some scrapbook paper. And then I did the same on this side. And on the eyelets here, I just ran some eyelash trim through it. I might tie it in a bow later. I kind of liked it just loose like that. But you could decorate these so much more. Put tabs on each of these. Put some lace on the sides. So much to do with this. And it's so easy and so much fun. And I guess if you did the 3 on each, you would actually turn this page into 12 writing spots. That's really cool. Okay, so I'm going to do an autumn one with you. And I've already pulled my scrapbook papers and my tea-dyed paper. And the sizes don't matter. I'll tell you the sizes that I have, but that really doesn't matter. You just want it to stagger. So however you want it, however it looks nice to you, do it that way. I think my largest piece is roughly 8 3/4. My next piece is 6. And then this piece is just whatever I could find. I don't even know what size this one is. It's 4 inches. But I've been doing these, I think, at 5 1/2. These were 8 3/4, 6, and 5 1/2. That's what size these are. This one, I just went through my scrapbook folder and found this piece, and it is what it is. But that is what I'm going to use on this side. And then on the other side, I'm also going to use scrapbook paper. Found another sheet. Tea-dyed paper. Found another sheet of scrapbook, little piece, and that's going to be my 3rd layer. And you could keep layering. I just think that because I'm using heavier cardstock, you don't want to bulk it up too much, so 3 was kind of a good number for me. So let me show you how I've done this. Obviously, I took a piece of 12 by 12 scrapbook paper, folded it in half, and cut it down to 8 3/4 height-wise, and then I rounded my corners. My scrapbook paper was a normal 8 1/2 by 11. I'm sorry, I keep saying scrapbook. My tea-dyed paper was 8 1/2 by 11. I cut it down to 6 and rounded the corners. Folded it in half, cut it down to 6. So I've got to do that still on this one. I think I'm going to put the grungy towards the outside. Sometimes your markings are more on one side than the other, and this time it seems like all the goodies are on the outside. So I'm going to round the corners again. And on my scrapbook piece, again, I just folded it in half and around the corners. I'm going to cut, I don't know why I rounded the corners on this one because I need to cut it down to 6 first. And it doesn't have to be exact. That's just, I found that was a good size for me. That's what I liked. And then, of course, I'm going to keep that, do something else with it, round my corners again. That kind of makes me laugh because, you know, as I've told you before, I get ideas and they're not complete, so I pray about them and God gives me a way to do them. This was one of those things. And I know that sometimes he must thinks, the Lord thinks, woman, you're way too simple for anything too complicated. Here, just try it this way. And sure enough, I'll gom it up anyways. My mom used to have a lot of sayings for me. She would say I could tear up an armored truck. I was like a bull in a china shop. I think she was on to something. Okay, so this is how I'm going to do it. Next step. I have my sheets here. I'm going to score. And you know I hate to score because I'm terrible at it. But you could take your ruler and do it like this. But I found the easiest way to do it was to keep these together, because the score is not going to be the same if you do them separately, because this one on the outside has to be a little bit smaller so that it meets the same fold as your next piece, and that will make more sense once I do it. But I'm going to use my scoreboard. I think it's safer. Not really sure why I think it's safer, because it doesn't usually work out, but this is how I've been doing it. So I hold them together, make sure that that's good and snug up to the center, and I crease it really good too. I do actually use a bone folder or something and make sure that that's a really sharp crease. Snug it up against the edge, and I score it at a 1/2 inch. And here, all you're really concerned about, oh, look, I'm going sideways. All you're really concerned about is the outside one. Of course, this is thick, so it's probably not going to go all the way through to your middle, and that's okay. The main thing is you have a score on this one, and it actually ends up being, I mean, it looks a 1/2 inch, but it is just a tad bit smaller. Now I'm going to fold that. And I folded it out because I want to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just making sure that they're lined up, and then I'm going to fold the other side and crease it down. Just like that. A nice crease. Now, for this, I'm going to score it again at a 1/2 inch so that my crease is very sharp. And I know you think, well, why'd you have to hold them together? Why didn't you just score that one at 1/2 inch and then this one? Well, because when I tried it that way, it's too snug. You have it's just a smidge difference because it lays over the top of this one. So I found for myself it was easier to hold them together. And see, when you open them now, it is right on the money. They both will open perfect. So that's why I did it that way. I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. 1/2 inch. And this, you know, you can make this, if you don't want it that big, you can make it 1/4 inch. I think I did make one of mine 1/4 inch, and it worked out good too. Really, you don't even have to put the eyelets in, you know, you just want to, enough that you can bind them together. Okay, so I'm going to fold this over, make sure those meet. Just like that, and then press it down. Again, I'm going to score this one again at a 1/2 inch. Hold it back. And make sure these are even. And fold this one back. And I'm sure there's a simpler, better way to do this. That is just what worked best for me. So then, if I would fold this one the right way, it fits in there perfect. Everything can be opened up, and you don't have any resistance from this outside piece. But I promise you, when I scored them separately, because as you can see, there's a tiny little, see that little smidgen? That's what will be off, and it makes the inside piece hard to open up. So now I've got all my pieces here. And if you're going to ink or, you know, do all the things, probably be best to do it before you glue it down. Have a more even surface, obviously. I think on this one, I am going to ink around this. I also like to turn these the opposite way and ink that line where it folds. Again, not necessary, just something I like to do. And then, of course, I have to do a little bit of stamping, right? I mean, what would it be if I didn't? So I'm going to just put a little bit of script on this so that it's just not quite so plain. See what it looks like. I really feel like I want to do some smushing just to give this some more color. Let's add some color with some inks. It's not giving it a whole lot, but it is giving it some. I like that. I like that. Just looks like, kind of looks like that textured stamp I use sometimes. Since this is a fall one, I'm going to add just a little bit of color, maybe red or orange. There's something called ripe persimmon. You've never used it before. It's probably really bright. Ooh, it is, but that's okay. I'm going to try it, see what we come up with. I like it. Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. I think I'm going to go ahead and ink around this one too. And I'm just going to continue on decorating this little piece, and I will come back when I'm done. I had to do some stamping, of course, and I glued on some tea-dyed doily. None of that probably needed to be done beforehand. That is how that's going to look. So I glue with my outside first. And I just glue down in this little, going along the inside. I try to go right down that crease too. And then just lay it right up next to the edge of your card. I want the Hello Pumpkin to show, so I'm going to move it about right there on the Hello Pumpkin, so that I'm just gonna place that down real well. And on the inside, take my next piece, and I think I want it a little lower. Yeah, I'm going to put it just a little bit, put it kind of low right here. I like to make sure the inside is the valley when I'm gluing, so I don't get it everywhere. And if you were precise, you could mark this first on your edge where you want to line it up and place it. But I'm not, obviously, so I'm not going to do that. Making sure that everything is folding nicely and no troubles. No, that it's folding freely, and it really is easy to. And of course, like I said, I'm going to do more, I'm sure, decorating when I actually insert the page into a journal. So I'm probably going to put eyelets here again. And I just make sure and set them in this width. And that's the reason I went ahead and did a 1/2 inch on my seam, so that I would have enough room if I wanted to use the bigger eyelets. So we're pretty much done. I'm going to put the last one on here. Let's see what I want to put this. I like the pumpkin showing. And if you want to make sure they're the same as the other side, of course, you could just even them like that. I don't really think I care that it's even with the other side. I kind of just put it where I like the looks of it. That's how I roll. I may wait and decorate this when I get ready to put it in the journal. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these, though. Making my valley. Glue in the seam. And up both sides. I was thinking, I think this would be even cool to make sure that that's really close to your edge. To make a smaller one and maybe do from the bottom, like where it folds down. You'd have two that folded down. I think that would look cool. Give it a nice look. Look, I didn't even mean to be exact, and it's pretty much even with our other sheet. Because these are going to be in my journal, I'm sure not right in the center. So it's not that important that these equal up. They're not going to be face to face, more than likely. I say that, and they probably will be. So, make them a valley again. Where do I want to place this? I better get an idea before I start gluing, or I could really wreak some havoc. Do I want it at the top, middle, or bottom? I think I want it right here. I don't know why. Just looks good. Okay. To my eye. You might be thinking, lady, that looks like a mess. That up against there. Make sure it's good and close. And see how that seam, it runs right straight down. It looks really nice when those are inked like that, I think. And I do try to make, well, I don't, that's a lie. It's probably better if your third piece or whatever wasn't maybe right dead on, because it does thicken it up a little bit there. I don't really care. My journals are always pretty much, really bulky. So I'm not concerned about it. But there is, I'm going to go ahead and put, I was going to say there's that one done, but I really think I want to go ahead and put some eyelets in it. Not that anyone needs to see me do that, but I think I'd just like to finish it off that way. And you could put more, less. I think I ended up putting 3 on both of mine. Even though I was trying to switch it up, I didn't do it. And I'm probably going to use the bigger ones on this one. And I've already got my little thing set where it goes right in the middle there. I said I was going to use the bigger one. I end up using the smaller one. Well, let's back it up and use the bigger one. And I still think I want 3. I don't know why 3 seems to be what I like to work with, doesn't it? I know, Laura, they're probably crooked, but I don't care. By the way, I didn't even notice that my washi tape was crooked last time until you pointed out, so thanks. This time I'm going to do the small ones. And I'm only going to do 2. How about that? Got it on my mind, Laura. I'm like, okay, should I try to undo it and go back and fix it? If I don't know it's there, I'm okay. But once I know it's there, then it bugs me. I think that's why God made me so simple. He knows if I don't notice anything, it ain't going to bother me. He's right. He gave me the gift to oversee most of my mistakes. All right. About putting a little tab on that. It'd be cute, wouldn't it? Or should I put it on the edge, I guess? I don't know. I like it over here. I like that. I'm going to have to put that there. Whether it's on the right side or the wrong side, I don't know. Well, now I'm undecided. I can't put it anywhere because I'm not sure where it should go. All right, I'm just leaving it off. Anyway, that's the project that I've done today. Making book pages so that when my journals are ready, I've got pages that are ready to go in. And I really, really like them. I think they're cute. I think they'll be very functional. They have lots of extra writing space. So many ways that you can add your own touches to this. Look, Laura, that is off, and that's going to bug me. I hate that I see that now. Okay, I'll have to lace it with something where you won't even be able to tell. Okay? I promise I'll put something in there where we won't even know. I had to show this. I couldn't leave my sweet friend Laura thinking, my eyes, I can't unsee that. Look, I fixed it. You can't even tell. You know it's there. It's going to bug you. But you can't tell. All right. I tease Laura a lot, but honestly, she's a very detailed artist. She does beautiful work, and I totally get it. And if she wasn't like, you know, the sister I never had, I wouldn't be able to tease with her. So this is all very lighthearted. I don't want you to think she's a snob and that, you know, but it seriously is killing her inside. I just want to say that. Okay. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.